Hey, stop the cap, stop the cap. What's up, guys? Stop capping. And today it is Sunday, April 23rd. And yeah, I mean, we have 50 days left of the season 4 for Overwatch 2. I know that the new character Lifeweaver from Thailand, a new hero that's a healer, debuted a while ago. And hey, this is a better late than never video to tell you what this guy could do. So let's get to it real quick. His weapons and ultimate, he's basically based on a flower type attack healer archetype. For his weapons and ultimate, he has Healing Blossom. When he's in healing form, he holds R2 to charge healing and release a heal targeted ally. Or you can also like spam it. You could just like tap the button. What I'll show you guys. And also when you move the D-pad to the right, he switches to his attack stance, which is Thorn, Volley, rapidly fire spread of projectiles. His projectile fire is similar to Ramatra's wand attack when he hits you with all those projectiles. He can shoot pretty far also. His ultimate is the Tree of Life. It's you place a tree that instantly heals allies while sprouting, continues to heal over time. And whatchamacallit, it's pretty good, but you know, just like other things, it has a life bar, and the life bar is located in the middle of the tree, where you see like the little healing aura. So you gotta attack the tree, the core of the tree itself to disrupt his super. So he won't be able to push with his team and while they're healing. In terms of a last stand. Abilities, regular abilities. His passive abilities are pedal platform, throw a platform that springs upwards when stepped on with L2. This is good for a lot of platforming, especially Torbjorn's. What's his name? His sentry, his turret. It's pretty good. People already hate his turret, or especially my turret. I want to use them. And you know, there's really good tools for him to use. He has the rejuvenating dash. It's just a little air dash, not as great as what'd you call it, Hanzo's, and obviously Genji's has a better dash because he has a sword attack. But it's pretty good if you want someone like Lifeweaver to get around and basically map out his strategy using the high ground, just like Obi-Wan, and try to help out his teammates and also attack in the same time. This guy is definitely a multi-purpose character. He has 200 hit points. He's basically a glass cannon that can heal. And also, for his last passive ability, he has a life grip, which he could pull an ally from any location, protecting domestic travel. So let's say Doomfist or Diva wants to knock your ally off the map using a cheap tactic, or Lucio's Boop. You could use this R1 passive ability, and he basically throws a grappling vine at one of your heroes, and you're able to be pulled into safety. I'm pretty sure if you kill Lifeweaver while he's doing it, I'm pretty sure the life grip will cancel and both of you will perish if someone's able to catch that on time. And his passive ability is on death. He drops a little gift that heals the enemy or ally, whoever picks it up. It doesn't heal much, but it's enough to get by, so you can run away and get a bigger healing pack. or if you're able to ambush an enemy that's low in health. Or you could just ambush an enemy that has a full life bar, someone like a Soldier 76 Anna, and just barrage them with fire with while flanking them, or Sombra, and you could take them out before you're able to heal. So there's pros and cons with the parting gift, and obviously with Lifeweaver, just like Kiriko, Mercy, Lucio, when he has his healing ability, he automatically heals over time. He heals pretty quickly too. And let's get to it. Let's check him out. Let's see.
Growing into who you truly are.
So let me just show you his healing ability first. So you can see that if I just tap, you can see the right hand side out of 12. So you can see that, like, I'm just passively healing him little by little. But you could do also, this is when you hold the flower itself and you do the full charge. Now, of course, if you have someone that's relatively good player, he could hold himself on his own against 2 people at minimum, maybe 3. If you have someone who's a casual, or the game just overwhelmed by 2 better players, even if your ally is a good player, they gotta get cheap shots of shit. And there's gonna be only so much you could do to help them. They gotta get DPS really quick. Even if they had this much health and you just kept doing this, I mean, they can still get DPS. I mean, this is pretty good if your allies are standing good ground somewhere. If they have pretty much a good cover, and you can heal them over time while they're peeking out and just shooting your enemies on the opposite team. But if you're way open like this and they just feel like guns blazing, and they feel like, hey, I could just do this with all my glory, then it's not gonna help. But so you could heal your allies, you can pull them to you and heal. Obviously there's no others, obviously your allies won't get hurt if you pull them to safety, but in the meantime, while you pull them, they could also be healing themselves also. They could also have a healer on their team healing them. So you're gonna have to basically gamble. With Lifeweaver, he's pretty much a chess-like player, because in the trailer, he seems to look like a character that's like, oh yeah, he's a healer, you could just spam him and everything like that. And that's not really the case. He's a decent healer, not bad. And this is his Thorn Volley. This is his attack. This is his dash. You can have his platform right there. You can cancel it with L3. So even if you have your platform, the one thing about you got to know about the platform, let's say you use the platform at any time, if you use L3 to cancel it, as you can see, the cooldown still goes down, so you don't get your platform any quicker. If you destroy it, it'll just go down. The timer will go down as normal. And with the Thorn Volley, you got 60 rounds per chamber. These Thorn Volley, they can really attack. Let's see how far we could attack this guy. Yeah, he's pretty much like Ramatra. He could attack from afar. As long as you have the cursor on your target, it's pretty good. Now, the one thing you gotta know about him being a glass cannon is he deals a lot of damage. So let's say right here with Sigma, he has full health. If you shoot his body with all 60 shots, You should be able to have at least a quarter of his health left, as you can see. So you can finish, you know, your teammates can finish him off, or you can finish him off if you're able to reload. But if you have his headshot with the Thorn Volley, you should be able to take him out, no problem. And this is also what I got to show you for the parting gift for Lifeweaver. So, headshot, because he has 200 health. So as you can see, there's this parting gift. Now, when parting gift is around, it's only around for a certain amount of time, and then it disappears. So whether you kill a Lifeweaver on your team, or you have a Lifeweaver on your team and he dies and you were near him, hopefully you can pick up his parting gift and you can take out your enemies. Because if not, your enemies are going to pick up that little healing pack, and it's not going to be good. They'll have the advantage over you. Now this is the last thing that we're going to show, is his ultimate. So his ultimate works just like the Tree of Life. It works just like Symmetra's barrier ultimate. So you press triangle, you can either build or cancel. And you can use the right analog stick to build your tree. So you can, if you pull it back, it's going to be as close as you can. If you pull it forward, if you use your analog R3 forward, you're going to use it at the max range. So since I want to heal these guys right here,
Life protects life.
and I could go to a Thorn Volley, or I could go back to just the regular healing flower right here and keep healing them and just DPS the enemy.
Find cover.
As you can see, the Tree of Life only lasts a while. So like I said, he's not the worst character, not the best. He's somewhere in the middle, in my opinion. He's someone that could really benefit teaming up with with other people, using other ultimates. Now let's go over the list here. Who will benefit for this Tree of Life? I think his Tree of Life ultimate will benefit a lot with Orissa's ultimate, Reinhardt's ultimate, since you have to concentrate shooting at the core of the Tree of Life. If he hits you with his ultimate and you're stunned, the Tree of Life is going to keep healing him, and he's going to just barrage you with his hammer. It's a good bait. Another one that's going to be pretty good is the Tree of Life with Sigma's ultimate. That'd be pretty good. Another one would be Winston's Primal Rage. That would be pretty nice. Also, the Wrecking Ball would be pretty nice also, because of all the mines. Obviously, I said Diva first with her Nerf Disc. Mech Bomb. With Zarya's ultimate, it could work also. I mean, it doesn't hurt to throw her ultimate in the middle of the Tree of Life, so you can have some DPS going on while you're being healed, and her regular laser beam railgun could do the rest along with your team. Who else would benefit this? Bob will benefit this a lot. The Tree of Life will be healing him while the Tree of Life, while he does all the damage. Echo is a tricky one. It depends what enemy she copies. So if she copies any of the tanks I just mentioned, she has a pretty good chance of living. Another one that's annoying for the damage output could be Tracer. Also, I would experiment Tree of Life with May. So you could do the Tree of Life, and she could do her, what was it called? Her Blizzard. And and it will just freeze everybody in the radius in your team and make it just DPS to your team while they're all being healed. I feel like Lifeweaver is a character that it has more of an advantage in if you're playing control points with your team rather than moving the payload. Moving the payload with Lifeweaver and helping him out, I think it will take time for people to get used to moving around the Tree of Life with a super with the analog stick, because if you accidentally use the Tree of Life for with the analog stick, or you misplaced it somewhere, you're just wasting your ult. But a good thing that you could do today too is if you use Lifeweaver. So let's say you're pushing the payload and you're almost at the checkpoint, you could use the Tree of Life as a ice wall barricade, and just for the simple fact that the health points for the Tree of Life is that orb in the middle of the tree, and you can't attack the actual tree itself. You have to attack the actual orb, and the fact that it can be used as a blockage relatively, just like May's ice wall, it'll help the other team move their payload forward while having cover in the same time. And the tree is pretty big. The tree is pretty big. When you place it out in the open field, is a pretty big tree. Also, another person that could benefit from this, also, I would say Genji, because it's a radius thing. He could do his Dragon Blade and just cut down enemies. He could use the tree as cover if everyone's in a close radius, and he just mows everyone down. If you have Hanzo from a distance with the Tree of Life, they won't be able to DPS him right away. He could just shoot his arrows. His Dragon Strike would be pretty useful too. If a good Hanzo hits you with the Dragon Strike with the Tree of Life in close quarters, and he's able to get a good amount of the team or a specific player that's annoying your team, it can be very clutch. Another character that could also work on the damage output, I would say, is also Sombra, because she could do her ultimate hack, and she shuts down everyone's abilities. Also, Reaper. Let's not forget Reaper's Death Blossom is another. I would say the tree of death. I will call that, yeah, let's call that synergy the Tree of Death. The Tree of Life and Death Blossom, we'll call it the Tree of Death. You have the Tree of Death healing Reaper. Reaper's shotgun shots on hit heals him as he attacks his opponents. So it's pretty much like the whole like leech ability, where every time he attacks his opponents, he gets health back. With the DPS he does. So if you attach that with Tree of Life and Death Blossom, he's gonna not only heal himself immensely, but he's gonna just sabotage the other team. His Death Blossom is still a problem to this day. And if you have Tree Blossom with Reaper, the Tree of Life and Death Blossom with Reaper, call it the Tree of Death, it would benefit great. Sojourn, I wouldn't use the Tree of Life on, because the thing with Sojourn is she's a person that's on the move every time. If anything, Sojourn is one of those characters that are annoying, and teams would want to get rid of her as soon as possible. And she could put the Tree of Life at risk, DPSing the Tree of Life while trying to kill her and take out the Tree of Life in the same time. Now, a very defensive approach would be good with the Tree of Life is Symmetra's barrier. Her photon barrier would be pretty good if you want to heal your team when you're waiting for another wave and you have your photon barrier ready. Or if you're smart enough to use your Tree of Life If you plant the Tree of Life somewhere, you rally your team and use the Fallen Time Barrier as a defense shield, and then you guys can make your last push with a fully healed team and a shield. It's a high risk, high reward if you're on the offense, but it could pan out pretty well. Um, Besides that, and Bastion, not so much. Unless the only way this will work with Bastion if he's in sentry mode. And you know, once he's done with sentry mode, he has a cooldown for a while. And I think that, yeah, that's about it in terms of tanks and damage. So for healers, there's no good synergy, that much synergy for healers unless you have Brigitte's rally, give armor and extra health, and you keep healing your team as you're all together. So yeah, her rally, you could call it the Tree of Rally with Lifeweaver and Brigitte. That will give you guys extra armor plus healing for a good push, whether it's defensive or offensive. For me, I feel like it's more of an offensive thing, because if you're already giving extra armor, the whole point is to fight and attack and take damage. And if you have the Tree of Life along with the Rally and call the Tree of Rally, it could work in your favor. Another one that's going to be pretty good is going to be the Kitsune Rush, because of the basically you could summon your attack speed, your cooldowns of your abilities will recover immensely. Your attack speed will be ridiculous, and on top of that, you're healing. So it'll give her a bit of a break, unless she needs to constantly be healing a tank or a dependable DPS person. So the Tree of Life, or you could say the Tree of Kitsune, will give her a little bit of a break from healing allies, but it will help the allies rally around the tree with her ultimate, and they could basically demolish and take out everybody while being healed. Also, another good one that's similar to Brigitte's rally is the sound barrier. So it could be the Tree of Sound synergy, where he gives you the extra armor, extra health and extra armor with Lucio and Lifeweaver. So that's another good offensive and defensive buff right there. Mercy, you could never go wrong with Mercy. Extra healing with Mercy, and also what's the thing that she does with R1? She does it increases with her staff. With the R1 ability, it increases damage output with allies. So not only that, her ultimate would also heal multiple allies, but she can also buff their attack damage while they're getting healed. So it would help her, give her a break from healing her party with her ultimate, while she could just focus on damage output, while the Tree of Life is healing you and your party. Or you could double tap the healing and switch to the damage output, back and forth. Is whatever you want to do. Moira is special. The coalescence is already cheap as fuck. So the Tree of Coalescence would be OP. The only setback is, of course, if you have a character like Rohog, who uses the hook to cancel her out. If you have anyone that cancels out her super, Anna's trank gun, Rohog's hook, obviously the hack from Sombra. If you take that away from her, it's okay. It's not the worst thing that could happen. If you stop her ultimate, at the end of the day, just her regular healing abilities and her damage output abilities, the damage ball, Yeah, the bionic orb or the bionic orbs, and whether she damages you or heals you, they're still gonna help out while the tree of life is blooming. So another one that's gonna be really OP for just healing purposes. If you just want straight healing, Transcendence. If you use Tree of Transcendence with the Tree of Life and Transcendence, you're already giving maximum healing ability. And you can cover more ground. So you can plant the Tree of Life in one section of a map, and you can have Zenyatta with three other characters healing, while Lifeweaver is also healing another three characters, including himself, another two characters, including himself. So that's a full team heal. I'm sorry, since it's only 5 people. I was thinking about 6 people, like Overwatch 1. So let's say Zenyatta is healing 2 people with his healing, and Lifeweaver has 2 other people healing, including himself. You're already covering a lot of ground with just healing and making sure your allies are okay. Like I said, Lifeweaver is a really good character. He will thrive a lot in control points, in my opinion. You just got to be aware of your opposite teams, team build, how they play, what ultimates you're going to use. I'm pretty sure, I haven't done it yet, but I'm pretty sure if I use, since I have my main right here with Torbjorn, that I think his molten core were burned that tree to crisp. Haven't done it yet. So I'm pretty sure once it happens, I'll be able to save the video for you guys, and that's it. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys have a good outlook of Lifeweaver, and I'll see you guys out there. All right. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and keep on gaming. Peace. Yeah.